In the year 23, as in 3rd of August 2023, the Baldur's Gate 3, the CRPG game by Lalian Studio, just released for the personal computer. Many developers were not impressed for some reason, as the video game industry is the only industry that got scored for doing too well. Hello folks, this is your host John Sostomsky. Without further ado, let's gather our party and venture forth. This is the most fun video game I have played in a decade. In the past decade, a bunch of mediocre microtransaction-filled video games have come and go, and left no impact whatsoever on me. Like the time when I spent 42 hours of my life playing Division, and I feel nothing! I almost lost interest in my favorite hobby, replaying the old games I have over and over, until this game came along and blew my mind. Do you want to know how long I've been spending before I decide to make this review? The answer, 200 hours. In the past few weeks, I spent my time doing nothing except playing Baldur's Gate 3 all day. I got 40 hours from early access, and another 140 hours from my first campaign. About 40 minutes of that time spending on character creation. I spent that time on looking at all the original character and all the customization had to offer. Even though I know exactly who am I gonna create. The same character I played from early access, with a little virtual upgrade. Meet Freya Yisulu, a half-elf bard with a yearning for an adventure. Is there a specific reason to use this character? Well...
This will do. Take off your clothes.
Anyway, this is my guardian, based lovely from this portrait from Pillar of Eternity, which is also the portrait I used in the first game. For the first time players, my suggestion is to play whatever you decide. Don't even think about a proper build, just do what the game tells us say. Low play. It's similar to acting, but for nerds. You could say that this game is half RPG and half dating game. This game has one thing that I haven't had a chance to do in a while, low play. Sound crazy, but the last time I played Fallout 4, I did exactly low play. Every race, every class got their own unique reaction from the world. I'm glad I'm playing Bard, even though they not excel in combat, they do have some of the best dialogue exchange. With all this, passionate people, this might as well be a half-dating game. So let's talk about the candidate. Taking order from my most favorite to my least. Remember, there is no bad characters. Some characters are just more likable than others. First is Shadowheart. Well, I got this film, so you know exactly who I'm into. A cleric of Char and a total sweetheart. For someone who worships an evil goddess, she's surprisingly sweet. Well, I got to see it in 3 long lists, so she must like me saving dog and our bear. She also has the best backstory and companion quest. Plus, I have been on suspense since early access to continue our romance story, so when I finally get to it, I feel extra satisfied. After I finally done with her companion quest, I also changed her to Cleric of Light. It just seemed fitting. Second place is Gale. For some reason, a mighty wizard that got sent back to level 1 because he has an explosive in his chest. I like his mannerism, and he could be funny at times, also quite charming. In the right circumstance, he would be my first choice. Maybe in my next playthrough I give him what he much deserves. He has the worst companion quest though, but he is the one with all the fireballs, so he gets the pass. Third, Karlak, a giant teddy bear in the form of tiefling barbarian. The most tragic companion, and the most fun to have around. In the early games, she is the one that carried my team through, or sometimes Goblin, before Gale got all the spell slot unlocked. And did I tell you that she is really adorable? Well, let's move on. Fourth place is for Lacelle, a grumpy Kid Yankee warrior, and quite a sexual deviant. I didn't like her at first, but she started to grow on me in second act. She's also really damn funny with all her deadpan intellection. And I also realized that I didn't have much footage of her because I skipped Kid Yankee Crash. But overall, an interesting character. Fifth, Bill, the Blade of Frontier. For me, he has the least interesting personality in all the original characters. But he does have an interesting dilemma. I probably would not romance him, but I'll later play him myself. 6. Stallion. Not gonna lie, but this cheeky son of a gun has the best personality in the game. But since I'm a goody two-shoe, we do not get along well. So he just hangs around in my camp until I bring him to his boss house. And bloody hell, his quest is so good. Last place is for Mr. Funny Bear Man Hausen. I got him so late I didn't invest in him much. I do have semblance saved for that bad necessity scene though. By the way, I would like to have Ophelia as a companion, so we can have a bad companion and not to do it. And if she romanceable, she would go straight to third place. Oh wait, there also Mintana. No comment. I suppose that also you're not so imaginary friend. Let's just say I don't drink, so I'll never be drunk enough to pursue this. I love turn-based games, and I also like Dungeon and Dragon. I actually start from CRPG and then try tabletop later. This game just fun to play and not too complicated. Not like the old game that need to be studied before playing. I just love scrolling through all my options just to figure out what is the best way to turn bandit into pile of ash. This game likes to reward players with keen eyes and being creative, making exploration and combat very rewarding. Or just brute force the problem, that is also an option. The dice roll is a very good addition to the game. Just make the game 10 times more tense than just cut to failure or success. But in the late game, when I have a +10 modifier, it starts to become a bit tedious to go through every trap in the room. I am quite patient man, so I don't mind much, but I saw a lot of people frustrated about this prospect. When in combat, unlike in Dungeon and Dragon, the game actually lowers the dice for you automatically and calculates everything for you, and speed up the game tremendously. Don't forget to turn off karmic dice, it's just there to validate gambler fallacy. This is a choice matter game. Very matter, as you could see your consequence in the first act, in every act after. Like that one time I saved Tiefling in first act, and in second act when Jahila tried to kill me, one the Tiefling just come and save my ass. All that 140 hours in my playthrough, I barely saved Scum and look up the guy. Well, I do save before entering a new area every time because force of habit. I only look up for the guy about 4 times in my whole playthrough. Most of the time it's either because my brain just stopped working, or I'm just too lazy to walk all over the map to find key items. Playing like this made me miss half of Lazel Quest, but I won't complain. I mean, I can't. I has experienced like 140 hours of gameplay. I try not to show footage for the third act. First, because you should really go experience it yourself. Second, I'm running out of film. And third, the whole third act has performance issue during my session. But by the time I finished recording, Lalians had already patched the game. I'm not sure about the state of the third act right now, but I'm sure that yours is probably better than mine. My favorite do get better after that freak god has kicked the bucket. And there you have it, my experience with Baldur's Gate 3. A good game in the dark time. May Lady Luck favor you, and this stops